Drafts is super useful for sending text messages and emails. Let me show you how. I'm going to open the Drafts app and start typing in a message I want to use as a text message. Okay, so I've got the text in. I'm going to tap on the Drafts button in the upper right corner, and then I can tap on the messages and it creates a new text message for me. I just need to fill in the recipient and press the send button and I'm good to go. But let's say I want to make it even more automated. Sometimes there's a specific person or a group of people that I frequently want to send messages to. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to hit the plus button in the upper right corner to create a new action. And then I'll tap on the create action button. And we'll go ahead and give it a name. We'll call this text to Lynette. And I'm going to give it a green color. And then I'm going to add some steps. So I'll tap on the steps button. And I'm going to tap on the plus icon button in the upper right corner. And because this is a message, I'm going to tap on the message button. Now I can fill in the details of this message. And I have some options here. The first one is to fill in the recipient. And that's what I'm going to do in this case. I'll go ahead and tap on the little plus. And then tap on Lynette's name and her iPhone number. And then I will tap on the save button. And now I've created this great action that sends a text message to just Lynette. So you can see this new action on the bottom of the screen here, text to Lynette. I already have the text written because I did that earlier. I'll go ahead and tap on text to Lynette and you'll see it opens up a new message and the recipient is already typed in. This is great. So if I'm sending Lynette a lot of messages, I can open Drafts, dictate the message, then activate this action to send it off. But let's say I want to do even more with that. Let's put multiple people on this message. So I'm going to show you a little trick. Once you've created a message like this text to Lynette action, I'm going to slide it over and I can duplicate it with that center duplicate icon button. I'll go ahead and tap on that. And I just made a copy of the text to Lynette action. So I'm going to go ahead and slide that over then. And then I'm going to tap on the pencil icon, which allows me to edit that. And I'm going to change the name now. So I'll say text to team because it's going to go to more than one person. And I'm going to go over to the action step and I'm going to change it. So I'll tap on that. And currently it only has Lynette's phone number there. I'm going to hit the little plus icon button and I'm going to add Gunther to it. I've got a number for Gunther. I'll put that in. And now I've got two people on the message. So I can save that. And now you'll see there's a text to team message. And if I tap that with the selected text, I'm sending that to both Lynette and Gunther. But there's even more we can do with this. So let me show you one more trick. Let's say that I'm late often. So I want to create a specific reusable action that tells people I'm going to be late. So I'll go ahead and tap on the Drafts button. And I'm going to duplicate the text to team action. Once again, using that center duplicate button. And I'm going to go in now and edit it. So I'll tap on the pencil. And I'm going to go into edit the action. And before I've always used this language at the bottom where it just imports the text from the draft. But let's say instead I'm going to put a hard message into that. So I'll hit a couple returns and say, sorry, I'm running late. Now, every time I activate this action, it's going to start the message with the words, sorry, I'm running late, and then insert whatever I've written in the draft below. So let me show you how that'll work. I'll hit that save. I'll hit back, and I'm going to rename this Tell Team I'm Late. Okay, I'm done with that. And you can see there's the new action. So I'll go ahead and make a new message, and I'll say, be there in 5 minutes. So that's my message, be there in 5 minutes. I'll go ahead and hit the Drafts button, tap the Tell Team I'm Late message, and you can see that it's filled in the name of my team members. And at the bottom, it says already, sorry, I'm running late because it's built into this action. And then it fills in the text from my draft. So very quickly, I'm able to get this message out to everyone. This isn't just useful with your friends at work. It also works with your friends and family. Since I live in Southern California, for instance, I have one of these built that sends my family status if there's ever an earthquake. So they know that I'm okay, and the text message gets out very quickly before the cellular networks go down, which they always do when we have big earthquakes in Southern California. This workflow doesn't just work for text messages, it also works for emails. And you can see here I've got a message I've written in drafts. And when you're going to create an email, the first line is always going to be the subject line of the email, and the line below that is going to become the body. So I've got my message written. I want to go ahead and activate a draft. So I'm going to swipe over from the right side of the screen and tap on the email button. And you can see it opens a brand new email message for me. The first line was turned into the subject, and the rest of it was turned into the body of the message. All I need to do is type in a recipient and tap send, and this message is ready to go. And you can do the same types of customizations with these email messages that you could do with the drafts text messages. So let me show you that. I've got this email action already, so I'm going to go ahead and swipe over and then tap the duplicate button. So I've created a copy of it. Then I'm going to swipe over and tap on the edit button. I'm going to change the name of this one to email to Lynette. And you can change these icons if you want. So for giggles, I'm going to do that. And I'll go ahead and use this ice cream cone, because let's say Lynette loves ice cream. And I'm going to make the color purple. So I've done that. I'm going to go ahead and tap on the steps and go to the email. And now I'm going to put Lynette's name in here. And I can do that by tapping the little plus icon button next to the to field. And you can see there she is in my contacts. So I will tap on her name, and I can make different changes here as well. Like I could set a permanent subject or set permanent body if I wanted. Like let's say I wanted to send this Disneyland email every time to Lynette, I could set it up that way. But I'm going to leave it blank so it just pulls the information from the draft. And then I'm going to tap the save button and back out of that. And you can see there's that email to Lynette item. If I tap on that, it opens an email to her with the same subject and body that I had written before. And all I have to do is hit send, and it goes off into the world. Okay, there's another trick I want to show you with email and drafts, and that's the ability to send a rich text email with links embedded into words. This is something you can't even do in the native mail client without something like drafts and Markdown. And I've got a separate screencast entirely on Markdown, which I recommend you watch, but I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to start by tapping on the little font button in the lower right corner. And you can see that it's got syntax highlighting turned on currently for Markdown. You may have it plain text. If so, just tap on Markdown like that. And I want to confirm that. Now I'm going to prepare a new email. Okay, I've got the email written, and this is something I could send as plain text, but let's say I want to liven it up a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and use Markdown. I'll go ahead and highlight this section, and then using Markdown, the double asterisk, make it bold. So I'll go ahead and do that. And using the syntax highlighting, you can see that drafts went ahead and shows this as bold already. And let's say I want to put a link in as well. So I need to go to Safari. So I'll go ahead and exit the app and open Safari, and I just happen to have the Chewbacca article here at the Wikipedia. So I will copy that, exit the application, go back in drafts, and then I'm going to highlight the word Chewbacca and use the Markdown link button. And there's, like I said, there's a whole screencast on this, so if you get lost, don't worry, just go watch that screencast. But I'll hit the link, and then I'll paste. And now I've created a Markdown link and some Markdown bold text. So from there, I'm going to open the action menu and go over to Markdown. And there's a Markdown to email button. If I tap that, you can see that it created the email with the words in bold and also a link to the Chewbacca article. All I have to do now is put in a recipient and send it off. If you take a moment to think about all of the text messages and emails you send, I bet you could automate a lot of them through drafts.